YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on Total War Rome 2, and we are in the Hannibal at the Gates campaign. Hannibal isn't quite to the gates yet, but we're working our way slowly to the gates, as it would seem, partly due to some bungling on Heir's part, so not entirely to blame on anything else, or anything at all to blame on anything else, I suppose. Let's recruit some more mercenary Balearic slingers into this army. Those guys are going to come in handy. Otherwise, cavalry standpoint, I can probably just stick with the standard Carthaginian units for the sake of saving money, for the time being at least. Yeah, this Carthaginian cav will be more than capable. Go ahead and recruit several of them. That's going to be a good deal of my money. I have buildings being finished kind of throughout my territory. Don't see any more real serious threats from the Romans back here. And I'm going to leave this agent here to fend off those enemy agents if they decide to land. Otherwise, I actually think I'm going to embed this spy into this army. There's a Roman agent here that we'll probably need to deal with. Wish I would have noticed him. But I didn't. Let's see, Belenos. He's done his movements. I don't see any other enemy agents over here that would be helpful for me to deal with. Taking hidden agents in our reserves. Is vulnerable to cunning agent actions. Go ahead and drop into that stance there. I think we're ready to end a turn here. We're only a few turns away from finishing our research with the Celtic factions, which ought to make it easier for me to pass through northern Italy by just getting military access. There's not a need for me to necessarily just militarily conquer everybody there. I could. But historically speaking, Hannibal didn't. And in the other campaign that I played, which I don't know if this one will turn out anything the same, since apparently I'm rather untrustworthy diplomatically speaking right now, I was able to get military access from those tribes after I researched this technology. And, of course, researching all the way to the end of it would give me even more bonuses with Celtic factions, but I don't think it's necessary. If they don't cooperate with me at this level, we can fight them, subjugate them, whatever we want to do at that point. Okay, so Massalia gathering its forces. The tattered remnants of the Maori wandering the oceans. Much like Kevin Costner in Waterworld, no doubt. Let's see. Here we go. So we had a raid at Carthago. But that was the only thing that took place on the end of that turn, which is... Wow. Man, North Africa? Long way to march here. Yeah, we'll be back at Carthago in a few more turns. Let's see, holy crap, I'd say that was a raid. How do you damage every building in town on a raid? Good grief. And look at that, had to spend all my money undoing the damage of one Roman agent. Incredible. Well, let's see if he likes a little poison in his food. Which apparently he did. And Heir is pleased that he did. And could honestly care less whether he ever sees him again. There we go. Now Hannibal is free to move against the Massalians, which have no defense. And Nemausus here. So this is going to be an easy steal. And we should have a big fight on our hands, though, as we approach Massalia itself. And the nice thing is that their buildings are actually compatible. The Carthaginians have Punic culture, but they have Greek buildings. So whenever you take buildings from a Greek faction, it actually works out kind of nice. Which, I don't really need all that much food, but hey, just allow me more upgrades later on, so I'm honestly not too upset about it. And my spy hasn't spotted anything of particular concern up here yet, just a bunch of troops. But troops I can handle. Enemy agents are actually more worrisome for me.
At your service.
I can't attack that Roman agent while they're out to sea. Got everything repairing here. These guys, I don't have a whole lot of money left to recruit any other units, but I'm thinking the only thing I would need at this point would be spearmen. Well, actually, let's see. I've only got 6 Libyan infantry. I don't have any more money for Libyan infantry, but I can recruit one. Go ahead and get one more unit of Carthaginian hoplites, which would be helpful. Yeah, that should be fine. I don't need a lot of spearmen, but it's nice to kind of have the balance there, in my opinion. Let's see, this judge has leveled up once again, which is nice. And he's just kind of sitting around waiting for his opportunity. Let's see, my army in Kartuba. Let's go ahead and just march back to Carthago Nova. I don't have any more money to use, which means that we need to go ahead and just end this turn, and that'll leave us only one turn away from apparently buying off the Celts or whatever it is that you do. I don't know how you research better relations with people, but I think it's supposed to represent maybe diplomatic efforts. So you go through it, it takes time or money, probably representing the what would in real life be diplomatic efforts to gain their trust. At least that would be my take on it. Some people don't like it; they think that's too simple. I actually think it's a pretty fair way to implement that type of thing. Looks like Massalia is actually going to attack me. Hannibal himself is a little bit beat up, his unit, but the rest of my men are more than capable of, I think, dishing it out to the Massalians at this point. Not sure why they've gotten hasty with this attack. I have a pretty severe cavalry advantage on them. My Scutari will do just fine versus their swordsmen. Yeah, I've got quite, or during their, versus their hoplites. I'm going to sally forth, though. I'd rather fight this one on open ground. Generally prefer that type of thing. Got plenty of Balearic slingers. Yeah, I just don't see how this could go in the favor of the Massalians. I mean, unless I just grossly mismicromanage Hannibal and get him killed. I don't really... Which I don't think you can kill him. I think he's immortal. But we're sure not going to find out the hard way. Okay, I don't need these units that are reinforcing from the town. Let's see, I want Libyan infantry on either side of these guys. And then right in the middle we'll put my noble fighters, and then inside the Libyans. So basically I'm trying to layer it up to where I have a variety of sword units arranged in the center to present the strongest possible threat. Spears to the flank, where they can support my cav. Hannibal's going to be safely behind my lines. Slingers. I'm not going to toggle this. Well, I'm not going to keep them in skirmish mode. I'll put them out front, and I'll just run my infantry forward as necessary. Let's see. Cav split. I'll take a Carthaginian cav and my Gallic noble horse. And then we'll take my Numidian nobles, Carthaginian cav, and an Iberian cav over here. Get a nice mixture of cav on both flanks. Group these guys up. There we go. I think we are ready to start the battle. Let's march forward. Don't want to keep the Syracusans waiting. They've basically made a date with death today, and I don't want them to be late. Not even fashionably. Let's see, here's their general here, just in a standard hoplite unit, not picked hoplites.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Picked hoplites would be a little more concerning to me, but not a lot, because my swordsmen would still be able to manhandle them fairly easily. I'm tempted to go harass that hoplite with my Numidian cav. Why not? There's nothing that can protect it. Though they will be running in their own cavalry reinforcements from out here, potentially. But that's okay, my Numidian cav can handle any citizen cav that they're bringing against it. This will just be fun. Go do some harassing. Get my slingers in range, too. It'd be pretty difficult to sling stuff during a rainstorm. At least I think it would. I don't know. I don't guess I've ever really messed with the sling too terribly much, so I'm not sure that I could actually answer that question. Get my troops all moved up. My Numidian cav is in range now. I'm going to start harassing these hoplites, but why not go around behind them? The AI, though, look at him turning to keep a face to me. That's pretty smart. And I ran to their shield side, which is not so smart. There we go. Now I'm around behind them. But I actually think it'd be better for me to come clean around here to the non-shield side rear. I think that's going to be your most profitable vantage point. My Balearic slingers just completely roasted those guys. No need to waste any more of your javelins there.
The enemy general is dead.
He's dead stupid, that's for sure. Alright. Let's go ahead and move my men up.
Cavalry! For Carthage! Noble horse! Advance at speed!
Syracusan troops still marching forward. Looks like they're trying to get organized. Celtic skirmishers, Celtic slingers, mercenary Celtic warriors, hoplites. Yeah, no considerable threat here. The only unit I have that's really not up to snub, needs to be changed out, is this mercenary Iberian swordsman. That's definitely the main unit that I have that's really not worth staying in my army because they're so weak. I mean, it's fun to have the diversity, but I mean, I need to bring the A game, honestly. These guys look cool, like using them, but yeah. Probably just need to bring the A team to Italy. There we go.
More elephants! Forward! Ah!
Yeah, how about that, Iberians? There was a draft pick, and you were not chosen.
Orders!
Not the regular Iberian swordsmen. These mercenary noble fighters, you are more than welcome. At a scant 70 melee attack, more than welcome in my army. Not quite as good as, well, I don't know if, yeah, I don't think they're quite as good as Lusitani nobles, but they are quite good. Let's see.
Gives us strength.
Let's go ahead and put my guys into a hard formation, my infantry, and we can go ahead and charge forward to keep the enemy infantry from getting to my slingers. Let's see if we can chase their Tarentine cab over here. Kind of a fruitless effort, but we'll see. Well, you know what? I am actually going to get pushed back over here, and that enemy Tarentine cab has killed a considerable number of my Carthaginian infantry. Their Tarentine cav here is probably going to get caught up on the red line. My infantry ought to cut through their center with relative ease, so that's going to be where these guys are weak. They have weight of numbers in the beginning,
The enemy general
but it won't
is
stay with
dead.
them. Pull these cav back.
Swift horsemen! Cavalry!
These stupid Tarentine cav.
Ready for battle!
Mercenary noble horse is cutting down that one, that citizen cav. There we go. Yes, run away, please.
Warriors!
I'm gonna go attack these levy freemen with my general. Start chasing some of these units here, because I don't have any cab in the vicinity to run. Oh, actually I do. We can take this cab right up the center now. Well, actually we can't. There's an enemy Tarentine cab here that's still a liability to my troops. I think we need to go save these guys over here, actually.
The enemy general is dead.
I'm gonna bring Hannibal in here. This is a bit of a risky move because his unit's
Our general is under attack.
a little bit beat up. Just wanted to get a rear charge in there. We need to keep putting pressure on these slinger units until I'm able to get my cavalry in to destroy them, which my cavalry should be free at this point.
Quickly now, orders! We await your orders.
Let's hit these guys in the back here. Finish them off. Take the Scutari cab out here. So, gonna take some damage to these slinger units that are fleeing from me, but I've got enough pressure on them now that it should work out. These units are free. Oh, actually, we'd caught that Tarentine cab. Get back in there. Hannibal's safe. Enemy units routing for the most part. So, this is gonna be success. Enemy troops are going to start routing due to weight of numbers here, and a lot of them will get away, but that's okay. We won the battle. Took more casualties than I'd like in the process, but not bad considering how many enemy units we were able to destroy. Man, only a few elephants from Hannibal there. Got a lot of kills. That back charge was a nice one. Being back charged by elephants is a recipe for disaster. Unless you're the one doing the back charging. Yeah, so that's going to force back Massalia. Hannibal can recoup a bunch of his losses by the end of this turn. But of course they're going to send an agent to do some disruption, which is actually smart. If I were the AI right here, I'd be trying to slow up Hannibal's advance. So like right there, I would have been trying to use an agent action that basically makes it to where he can't move on the next turn. Let's see. Libya has not been very useful in this campaign. They haven't even been useful. Oh man, I forgot the slums again. Good grief. Oh, man. Why can't you just set it to automatically build once the slums have been torn down? Oh, CA, why do you haunt me with such foolishness? Tear it down, please. Perhaps I'll remember one of these years. Alright. Let us see where we are at. Hannibal has recovered a great number of troops. And I don't know that we really have enough to push the Massalians entirely, so I'm going to stay in Nemosis for now. And we will use Belenos to once again wound this nameless hero, hopefully. No, assassination has failed. And cannot try again, but we can upgrade him. Which that's never going to hurt anything. Okay, I have that spy in the vicinity though. Let's see if we can use the spy to bring that guy down. I'm sick of him being here. Poison him. Right, we have wounded that guy several times. He is quite lucky to be alive. Let's see, this army, we just need to finish recruiting a few more units into it. I've only got 6 swordsmen. I'd really like to have more than that. So I'd like to have 8 going against the Romans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swordsmen. I'm going to get 1 mercenary unit to add here as well. Let's go into the mercenaries and let's pick a really cool mercenary unit to put in this army. Just for fun. I'm trying to think what a good one would be. Mercenary noble fighters would be a pretty sweet one. Let's bring them in. Wow. Well, that'll do away with your income. Oh well, it's fun. I want to have a few of these good units in here just for the sake of making the campaign a little more interesting. Let's see, what's Libya's status with me? I believe they're my client state. They are. Let's set a war coordination target at Syracuse. See if I can get any takers. I'm not counting on it, but we'll see. Yeah, really liking the position Hannibal's in. Hannibal's in a good position to keep moving towards Italy. And we can see, Massalia's got this city clear up here, which is going to be annoying. I don't want to march up there and deal with it. I guess I could do that with this army here and then come in behind Hannibal. That would actually work out. I need to be able to recruit Carthaginian Cav, though, which will come as soon as I finish the next barracks in this province, I believe. Yes, which is underway, 1 turn away from completion. Hannibal's army can be ranked up. Hannibal himself, actually, sweet. So we can get level 3 Dread with Hannibal, which gives massive bonus to the weapon damage for both missile and melee troops. And now minus 30% morale to all enemy units. That is incredible. So Hannibal is now a very serious threat to enemy armies, which is pretty exciting. True to life there, no doubt. And this will finish the research, so Celtic tribes ought to be a lot more friendly towards me by the end of this thing. It gives me like a bonus of 25, plus 25 to relations with Celtic tribes. I'm guessing that Hannibal must have sent them a really tasty 6-pack or something in order to... No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what he did to make them happy, but apparently he made them happy. Maybe he sent them some fried Numidian. Perhaps the rare delicacy of it was enough to win them over. The leftovers from that bake sale that they had back in Tingis. The charity bake sale. Maybe that's what they're impressed with. Maybe they're just impressed with Patchy's charity. I'm going to assume that's what it is because, you know, that makes more sense. Massalia is coming back for seconds. I guess their first thrashing wasn't enough to teach them a lesson, so they've come back for a second helping. They haven't hired any more new mercenaries. Well, yeah, they have. They've hired 4 new mercenaries here. So that's why they come back and actually have more men at this point, but Hannibal has more men as well. We'll sally forth and give them a sound thrashing once again. Glad to see the AI being aggressive sometimes, though, rather than just completely passive and running away from you. It's good to see them concentrating their force against mine and attempting to make a breakthrough here. Their skill always leaves a little bit to be desired, but that is okay. There's very little that we can do about that. Oh, these are my garrison units. Don't want these units in the fight. Let's see. There we go. What I want to do is bring these guys up, hard group them, put my slingers right behind them, not on skirmish. I'll split up my cav similarly to last time, my mercenary Numidians being the main heavy unit on the left, or on the right. Hannibal will remain in the center. And that's just garrison troops back here. No need to even worry about them. I'll hide them in the woods. They can sit there and pee their pants through the duration of the battle. Or just watch and learn, I suppose. Is there some... Did I push a weird button there? There we go. I must have hit a button. There we go. I'm going to straightway attack the Syracusans because they'll just be getting more and more reinforcements over time, and there's no reason for me to let them collect their full strength. Hannibal was busy raffle stomping his own men. He must take after Patchy. There he is. Hannibal's looking pretty nice there. I have all my infantry already hard grouped, ready to charge the enemy lines. So that should be an easy breakthrough when the time comes. Go ahead and bring Hannibal up behind now. We definitely want him around. He has a pretty substantial impact on the battle. I could use my Numidian nobles to take care of these Tarentine cav. They ought to be able to handle that. Okay. Yeah, the Syracusans are reforming in anticipation of receiving their reinforcements. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure on. Just keep moving forward. Bring my slingers into range. Bring my elephants up. Cav to the flank. What do we got out here? 2 Tarentine cav now. Couple of citizen cav. Wow. Warcry group? Sweet. Hannibal has the Warcry group ability. That's going to be fantastic. As if their morale isn't going to be low enough. The AI is already falling back from my advance, and they should be. My men will be a little bit tired from running clean across the map, but we'll be alright. Let's continue to push. Oh, we got Tarentine cav coming up on us. Sometimes they'll make a run for your skirmishers. AI is actually pretty good about using their Tarentine cav to harass you. Sometimes impressively so. Alright, use my Numidian noble cav to chase these guys out.
Quickly now! Advance at speed! Quickly now!
See if we can throw some more javelins. Yes, you can throw your javelins there, men.
Riders, advance!
In fact, I'd really prefer that you throw your javelins. There you go. Why my men are reloading so slowly. Oh, they used quick reload, which is just going to tire them out. Okay, we destroyed the enemy skirmish unit there. For some reason, the AI is careening towards one side of the battlefield. Okay, the AI is kind of reversing its course now. It should be the time to charge.
Missiles ready.
I'm going to pull my cav clean out to the flank. Let's focus fire some missiles on that Tarantine cav. Bring in the attack here. Let's bring Hannibal up. There we go. Popped a war cry group, which had an immediate impact on the battle in that vicinity. We can charge these hoplites from behind with my cav. Yeah, where Hannibal's at, the battle was leaning heavily in my favor. There's some Celtic skirmishers near Hannibal, though, so I'm going to try and be careful there. I've got my slingers with an attack order towards their... My cavalry's mopping up over here. Oh, you know what? Their cav is in a position to potentially get my skirmishers. Let's bring Hannibal back to ward that off. Okay, my cavalry are mopping up rather nicely. Let's hit these guys in the back. As long as my infantry can keep pushing forward to tie down enemy infantry, we'll be in really good shape here. My skirmishers are hammering the Tarantine cav at this point. It looks like the Tarantine cav's going to take the bait and charge. I'll chase them out with Hannibal. They might try and use flaming arrows. I'll war cry it to try and get rid of them even faster. And that's going to be an immediate suicide.
Our general is under attack.
Okay. There are some hoplites chasing me back here, but I'll just kind of try and stay away from them. Some noble fighters there. Oh. There we go. I'm going to target that citizen cav with my slingers next. We'll move our infantry forward here to put a little pressure on. My cavalry's gotten caught up on their hoplites at this point. Yeah, there we go. We've got pretty good control of the situation. I'm going to go chasing after their skirmishers. I'm not really concerned about the remainder of their infantry at this point. Getting some weird lag from time to time on here too. I've noticed more and more I've been seeing lag in this game, which is strange because I hadn't seen it at all for quite some time. Not sure why that is, but something has caused some odd occasional lag in the game. Just get a view of my men chasing down the fleeing enemy troops. That's gonna be pretty much it for Massalia. These poor blokes are getting cut down. That's gonna be the well, actually, it's not gonna be the end of this episode. I'm getting ahead of myself here, folks. Sorry about that. I guess I'm just used to doing that at the end of certain battles. So Massalia taking even worse losses in their second round with Hannibal. So apparently the lesson the first time was not quite enough. Kill the captives. And at the end of this turn, Hannibal probably will be capable of pushing forward and neutralizing the remainder of Massalia.
Master prays that you see opportunity in this conflict.
Oh, I'm back to dependable now, and my reputation apparently doesn't take long.
Or haggle over long, it seems. Very well.
Let's see. Ready to invade Lily Biome again. I see a large Roman fleet out in the distance, though. Sweet. So I don't think we need to do any more research towards Italian factions at the moment, so I'm going to call this off. Go back here and try and finish researching things back here that'll be more useful to me. Ram damage wouldn't hurt. 60% attritional losses. Yeah, this is what we need, because we're going to have to be doing some sieging once we get to Rome, because they'll deploy reinforcing armies. And we're going to definitely need some ability to siege. Let's see. So Hannibal, let's go ahead and disband this Iberian infantry and recruit a mercenary. Oh, look, we can get mercenary Gallic hunters. Cool. These guys can deploy anywhere too, but they don't really serve my purpose here. I'd rather keep my Balearic slingers; they're better. But it's neat to see some of those units available as mercenaries. Makes this whole thing a little more interesting. I'm gonna grab another mercenary noble fighter and add them to the mix, just because I can afford it right now.
How can I serve Carthage?
And let's lash out at this Masalian army, and we'll force them back. And right now, this province is quite unhappy due to all the war and stuff that's going on. Understandable.
I am no one.
And I'm gonna leave. I guess we should leave Hannibal in the city because it'll keep the public order from worsening. Okay. Let's see what we got out here. This is the Spears of Minerva. I believe this is Scipio. I think. No, actually it's not. It's Antonius, apparently. I can't remember which army it is that Scipio is generally with.
I live to serve the mighty.
Let's see. Recruitment-wise, we need some... Oh, I can't recruit any more troops here? Why is this?
Ready for battle.
Can I recruit unit? Maximum number. Oh, I've already got 20 men in the army. Smart one here. You're a real genius. Alright. Well, I'm going to move my fleet up here for protection. And then I'm going to move my transport fleet out separate of it. And then I'm going to recruit a couple more units into this fleet to strengthen it. Let's see. What should I recruit? These ships will be very powerful with ramming. That could be pretty helpful. Let's see. Missile Panteras. Those Missile Panteras just cost a lot of upkeep. I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple, though, because they can be pretty helpful. They're heavy ships, good at ramming. So we'll go ahead and put them into the fleet. This army just needs some Carthaginian cav, which we can go ahead and stack up, and then they'll need one more infantryman as well. And we'll go ahead and just make that a hoplite. There we go. So all my armies ought to be bolstered, ready to really take the fight to the enemy at this point. Pretty exciting, actually. I'm really excited to get into Italy. I actually find the late game in this campaign to be fairly interesting in the sense that once you get Rome kind of like up against the wall, rather than having like a realm divide or a civil war or something like that, what happens is what they call army reinforcements, and basically it kind of represents Rome like, I guess, levying up a ton of troops, and so basically they get like 2 or 3 extra full stack armies of men to help garrison their homelands, which I like. You know, that would have been fairly realistic. You know, as like for instance, whenever Hannibal went to Cannae, they had levied up that huge army to come after him. And then even after that, you know, they had to continue to levy troops up. So I like it. It's an interesting way to, in my opinion, make that last bit more interesting.
Now is the chance to end the struggle.
So it looks like Massalia lost their province up here to my ally. So if they would subjugate to me, I might consider... I don't want to leave them alive, because I don't want all the extra cultural influence. We're just... rejected. Too late. Syracuse has a large fleet off of the coast of Africa there. Don't know if they're going to try and hit the Libyans. They may be. I have another army coming up to reinforce, though, which we can use to dissuade Syracuse. Why would I join the war against the Veneti? I have no interest in such a thing.
I trust that you can face your gods without them visiting you with boils after this.
Okay, good. Libya has a considerable force to meet Syracuse. Oh, you know what? I forgot about the patchy factories. I need to go fix them. Tusk of Destiny. I don't remember which army this was. Other dynasties. We don't have a Barkid. I want a Barkid. Okay. Evading enemy agents. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take him right off the bat. Nemausus. Did they wound Hannibal?
How can I serve Carthage?
No. Here's Hannibal. Nemausus. What the? Where's the Tusk of Destiny? I'm confused all of a sudden. I'm confused a lot, actually. Okay, it was back here at Emporia. The general was probably wounded. I'm not certain, though, because I don't see an enemy agent around. The Aravasi... dislike my treaties with the Celt-Iberian Confederation, and likewise from both of them. But I'm not sure it'll lead to any form of war with me, I wouldn't think. I think that they'll both stay in line. They're basically the only two Iberian factions left. So, let's see. This is that army that's come all the way from distant lands, and it can help garrison this area. Whoa, there's several Roman agents up here assailing Cirta. So let's help my... looks like they converted my judge here, actually. The one that I was so proud of. Now he's a traitor. I might try and convert him back. Let's see. Let's bring my other remaining agent out here and try and get rid of these Roman agents that are back here behind our line. That's not going to be doing us any favors. Okay, need to move this fleet first. And we'll keep this one right here in a defensive position. So there we are. Should be safe from any Syracusan attacks. I'm going to drop some of these mercenary units here, actually, as they're no longer necessary. Disband them. I don't need so many hoplites anymore either. That would be rather unnecessary, so I can disband these Libyan hoplites. And we can retrain different troops. I don't have a pike army yet, so I might train a pike army. That'd be fun. Oh, actually, I'm gonna keep those hoplites actually because they got a ton of experience. I'll just make a pike and hoplite army. That'll be a different one. There we go. Get considerable armor upgrades for my men. Certainly never going to be a bad thing. Let's see, up here with Hannibal, looks like we are free to assault Massalia. I have a few men who need to retrain, but we'll live. Looks like the Massalians are going to retreat. And the majority of their forces are here, so let's go ahead and assault. And they've got a pretty fair number of men. If I auto-resolve, I'll probably take some pretty good casualties. But I don't really have time to fight it in this episode, so what I'll do is come back and we will go ahead and siege Massalia on the next episode. Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.